Just played this one on the ladder. My opponent was doing something a little bit different, so I thought I'd go and take a look at what happened. I'm still working on my vision and my hotkeying. There are a couple times I intentionally don't hotkey units this game because I leave them in places I'm concerned my opponent might drop. So that's also a good thing when you don't use your all army key. You can leave proper defenses in places. So I do my normal opener of Hatchcast Pool. I take a little bit of an earlier third because I've been noticing I'm taking my third bases too late and I don't get a big enough economy when that happens. This was versus random, so I don't yet know what race my opponent is. I assume I would have seen their first Overlord already if they were playing Zerg, so that's probably out. Again, I don't see a lot of aggro Zerg. Like, I see aggro Zerg, but not cheese aggro Zerg, so I don't worry about that when I play against random. Even when I've been playing Hatch first in Zerg versus Zerg even, because I don't see 13-12s and super early spawning pools, anything like that. I did catch the Reaper go under my Overlord there. I didn't actually go and double check what it was. But I go, oh, well, if there's a unit moving under that, the only thing that makes sense is if my opponent spawned as Terran in as a Reaper. So I put my Zerglings in a position to catch that. They've added a way to jump into your main base on this map recently, so that the Reaper can get in and scout more easily. It used to only have the ramp here. Now there's a little ledge they can jump up onto elsewhere to get into your main base. I shut that down just fine. Confirm, okay, my opponent is indeed Terran. Saw their worker going by over there. I thought, oh, maybe they're going to scout something. Turns out they're doing something very different than that. Over here I'm like, oh, my opponent still does not have a base. I better make a Roach Warren and make defensive things, because... Okay, here's a Widow Mine at the front, but I cleaned it up. They've changed those so that they are always visible while their weapon is reloading. I mean, that's been a while now, but I haven't really seen a lot of Widow Mines since that change.
Your forces are under attack.
But the Overlord that went in the... Oh, I should slow this back down to our regular game speed. The Overlord that went into the Terran's main there did see a starport constructing, and there were multiple factories. So I was concerned that they might try to do Widow Mine drops. So I made detection at each of my bases that has drones at it, and then I left some Zerglings there intentionally not hotkeyed to pick up any sort of drops that come in, and then I had those ones go to my main base too. I realized, oh hey, if I don't have any of these Zerglings hotkeyed currently, they're the perfect ones to send to the watchtowers to hold them, which is good. Oh, I missed my 4-minute vision check. That's okay. I see that I've been scouting them. I've been keeping an eye on bases. We'll get the 6-minute one here. Been hotkeying from eggs, except there were some I intentionally did not hotkey because of what I saw my opponent doing. So I can see right there my selection includes the roaches that were just hatching. So I had the eggs hotkeyed along with the Zerglings that had already spawned. Oh, see, I see something on the minimap that I didn't catch during the game there, going by the watchtower. Alright, so let's look at the 6-minute vision. What do we got? Non-existent creep spread. That's actually a problem. I should have it, you know, down here already. Holding both watchtowers. That's good. Still no natural. But now I'm starting to get suspicious. What's going on? I haven't seen the aggro. I haven't seen a base. Trying to keep an eye on this third. I'm actually a little bit too far behind it. Don't have eyes on this one. Have an Overlord sort of going to check out the corner bases, but I should really also be having them check out the corner bases at the top. Alright. Oh, refollow my player cam. I've been seeing more people put hidden bases in the corner on this map than any other map I remember playing on recently. Oh, I can see now that there's multiple bases, because the one is in range of the watchtower, and then this other one, my Overlord, is near it. So I start sending my units there. I'm going, oh, so my opponent, the reason they don't have a natural is because they're taking other bases on the map. Okay, well, if they're making other bases, I can probably start my Hydralisk then and just play Lingbane Hydra and transition that into Corruptors and Broodlords later if I need to. So this explains why there was never really an attack any sooner. I know I never go back and check on what my opponent has in their main base, and that actually does become an issue later in this game. But I do have units all over the map. Have a pretty decent idea of what's going on out there. Don't quite have enough workers, but that's because I was building a lot of army units thinking there was going to be an attack. So now I'm going to use the units I already have out on the map. Catch another base constructing down here with my army. Over there. Wow, my opponent really just is trying to take all the random bases on the map. Unfortunately, this planetary gets to finish. I didn't make any of the roaches into Ravagers, so I can't just buy all the SCVs when they go for repair. I think I actually fight this a little bit too long. I do target fire some of the SCVs for a little bit, but I really should have just backed up as soon as I started repairing. At least roaches can take a few hits. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do my 8-minute vision check right here. So I see this one. Gotta go back and actually clean it up. Don't actually have eyes on the natural anymore, or their third. And I'm not 100% sure if this overload's close enough there. But I see, oh hey, there's another planetary up here. Okay, still got both watchtowers, because my opponent's never tried to contest those at all, so that's good. But my creep spread is still pretty lacking. Like, I have, what, 1, 2 active tumors? That's not very much for this late in the game. I did even make some extra queens. But they might still be... I thought I had made some extra queens. Am I just mistaken? Oh, that's actually... I should have been making extra queens when I thought I was being attacked. Okay, back to my player cam.
You're under attack.
Nope.
Siege up.
These selects, I can see what I'm selecting in the game. Getting kind of high energy on several of my queens there. I never added the Overseer to the control group to go with my army, apparently. Whoops. To build it right under the Overlord with that one. I can see I added those to my control group right when I made them. That's good. One thing when I'm sending my army across the map, I should do a better job of waiting for it to group up with each other before I go and attack. I don't think it's a problem this time, but in a future time, I send all my Zerglings in separate from the rest of the army because I attack move them all the way to where they're going instead of stopping part way there and making sure they're grouped up before doing the final engage. So here I was like, oh, I have Hydralisks. Those do so much damage per second that even a repaired planetary is going to be lost if I do this right. Because they do so much damage. See, it's already burning down. They don't have all the SCVs to repair it too. I intentionally also use some Zerglings there initially to get some of the SCVs.
Evolution complete.
I think eventually I do go back and grab these units and stick them on a hotkey once I know that there's no drops coming. And yeah, see, I got them now. But those were the ones that were intentionally not hotkeyed for a long time. So now I have my armies just attack moved around every random base on the map to see if I can't see more. I also figure I'll make some corruptors in case I do need to go to the later game. Get a 4th base, get a hive, corruptors and broodlords if I have to do that to finish things off. 10-minute vision. So my army is currently going around checking pretty much every base on the map. I don't know if I queued them through the natural. Okay, I didn't queue them through the natural. I never went back and checked what my opponent's doing, and that's a little bit of a problem. But I'm going to get over here. The problem is, I have them queued up to do this, but the Zerglings keep being further and further ahead of the rest of the army. So when they get down here, they'll kind of stream into this planetary by themselves without any backup. Alright. I still haven't spread my creep anymore, too. That's also... Full energy queen here, not injecting, not spreading creep.
So creative.
Full energy queen up there.
Mineral field
Okay, back to my player cam. So you can see if you're watching the mini-map, okay, they're going by. The Zerglings there attacked that base that lifted off, and then they went on. So now they're really separated from the Hydralisks. My Zerglings are here, but the Hydralisks are still back fighting the previous base that the Zerglings were at. I realized before my Hydralisks go in that they're unsupported, so I at least don't throw away my entire army, but it still was not good. I'm getting just the carapace for the flyers because the corruptors do a lot of damage anyway, and if I get broodlords, they benefit from the ground upgrades, not the air upgrades, in terms of their attacks. I'm just waiting to make sure I have sufficient army here to actually deal with the planetary and the Thor I saw, and making sure I kind of group up my army for the engage. I'm also going to make some banelings so that I can send it into the worker line so that it's harder to repair everything. Not just going to lose to everything getting repaired.
We're running out of minerals back home.
So I'm going to plus some range attack for my Hydralisks since I have so many of them.
Mutation complete.
Already got
So
the...
creative.
Wow, did I really build that and then get the armor and nothing else for the longest time of the evolution chamber for my ground army? Guess I haven't had a lot of gas to do that anyway. Floating a ton of minerals there, but that's because I don't have a good gas ratio. You can see I'm trying to deal with the gas, but while doing that also distracted me from getting the banelings. Still got several good hits, got a whole bunch of the SCVs, so I can go in here and actually clean this up. Use my Corruptor's Caustic Spray on it too, so the building goes down fast. So I make sure I clean up all the buildings over there so I don't have to come back for it. I think, it's like more like 12.5 minutes, but close enough on the vision check here. I kind of don't have the greatest vision of some of these bases. Well, no. I guess that one's in range of the tower. I don't have one here. I don't see this. I do see I just flew an Overlord over these bases. I don't really know that I have vision here either. So that's all the ones that I'm looking at and seeing here. Still haven't really done my creep spread anymore, which is, again, not ideal. And see, I'm still holding both watchtowers, which is a big improvement. I've been failing to do that so frequently. You can see that I'm still hotkeying things from eggs, because when I select and make army, I then see that I immediately have more things on my hotkey there for the army. Okay, so I move everything around, trying to look if there's more bases. Okay, well, I'm going to try to make it so that I can get into their natural and then their main with my army all together. Got a siege tank firing at my units. Have the +1 armor, so it's not just insta-killing them. They go, well, I want to deal with this base up here too, so I send my Corruptors to use their Caustic Spray on the orbital there, and the rest of my army to attack into the base. Oh, battle cruisers and starports. Looks like the tactical jump to my main there. Fortunately, that's not my hive, but all my tech structures are there. So I end up having to remake this, but I do have a lot of Corruptors, so I can send them back to clean these battle cruisers up. And I already got the armor upgrade, so battle cruisers deal like such tiny amount of damage to Corruptors when you have the armor upgrade.
Your forces are under attack.
It's okay, they kill some of my stuff up there, but I'm destroying all the stuff in their base, all their production. They're trying to just fly the starports away. I'm just going to let all my Zerglings clean up this stuff. Got my Corruptors back to deal with the battle cruisers.
Hey, your base is under attack. It's a trap.
I'm going to do some target firing. I should really shift-click the battle cruisers to do the target firing, because what happens is after each one is killed, then the Corruptors start fighting individual things. Or if I'd shift-clicked them, it would have gone faster. But it ended up not costing me the game. Missed my 14-minute vision check, but it was basically the same as 12. So that's what happens. Your opponent tries to distribute a whole bunch of bases around the map and get shut down because you're actually keeping vision on things.